it to you.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. And it's definitely an honor to be on with you, to have somebody who's had that much clinical experience. So, for me, I dropped over 100 pounds like 22 years ago. At the age of 16, and you would think you drop the weight that young, it's a good rebound, and everything's great from there. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case for me. For about 8 to 10 years, I continued to yo-yo with my weight. I never regained the full 100 pounds because I was just like never gonna let that happen. But it seemed like every single year it was like a yo-yo of 50, 60 pounds. Very, very frustrating. I mean, this literal. I'm getting worried about, and if I'm being honest, I'm getting worried about summertime, thinking about taking my shirt off. And so come February, I did it the old school method. And I always, the old school method where I counted calories, counted macros, 6 meals a day, cardio, weightlifting, like total like overhaul where your entire effort for weight loss has to center around that. And it's great for some people that can do that, but it's just for me, as I was in college and life, I couldn't maintain that. It wasn't sustainable. And then I came across intermittent fasting, which I'll tell you, at that time, it was such a shocker, right? Like skip meals, like you think you're going to lose muscle mass with my gym background. It was so wild. It took me a year of knowing about intermittent fasting before I actually dived in. And it made a huge impact. And then I started playing around with prolonged fasting, and at that point, because intermittent fasting just started becoming popular. Prolonged fasting was still, I think today, still people are a little bit like, well, how do you approach it? Like your greatest fasting experts now say you can do it a couple times a year. I just kept doing it more and more often, and I just kept getting more and more results. And finally, I hit a point where I was doing like a 48-hour fast every week. Nobody I'd ever heard of talked about doing it that much. And with my own experience, I was able to get extremely lean, and it was the easiest way of getting lean, like by far. And I was just able to maintain it. So, I backed off. I found a balance of usually a 48-hour fast. I usually do it once every 3 to 4 weeks. And that's how I stay in great shape. Very little cardio, just lift weights, and that's it. So I knew there was something special about that. I fast forward, became a doctor of chiropractic, and I'm working in a clinical setting, more functional health with patients. And I've always introduced fasting protocols, not just for weight loss, but for optimal health, a lot of autoimmune diseases, and it made such a huge impact. But it was like, what did it do for obesity, right? The inflammation, the insulin resistance, the metabolic flexibility. So then these GLP-1 medications come around, and I felt like, and you were actually the doctor that introduced me to the protocol of mixing AOD and the GLP-1s. And so once I found that combination, and then I paired it with our strategic fasting, which I'm looking forward to sharing with you later, because I ended up creating a protocol. We literally started getting results with patients where they would lose the weight, which is all great. I think everybody can lose weight with these GLP-1s almost. But then we were setting them up for success to be able to wean off. And so I think that's the biggest thing, and I see the passion that you have too as well, is we were literally taking patients, using these medications and peptides, achieving weight loss, weaning them off, and they're maintaining it, right? And that defies the literature, and then that's why I ended up publishing my book recently, because I'm just so excited about that topic. So that's why people should listen to me, because I have a format to help you utilize these medications and wean off.